The World Championship of Patina is one of the 3 exciting contests held annually as part of the London Super Trunk Show. Today, here at the inaugural New York Super Trunk Show, and working on shoes generously provided by the New York Super Trunk Show Platinum sponsor BRIDLEN shoes, we have invited 3 incredibly talented patina artists to showcase in exhibition their incredible individual skills. Patina is the process of applying a totally unique, one-of-a-kind finish to an undyed or crushed leather pair of shoes using only leather dyes, creams, and waxes. And it has the power to transform a pair of shoes into a stunningly original artistic statement. Our patina artists today are being given just 4 hours to complete their task, during which they will naturally explore a range of special techniques, from the blending of colors to the layering of shades, all while pushing the creative boundaries of their craft to the absolute limit. Throughout the day, we'll carefully check in on their progress, and I can promise you that it'll be truly fascinating to see how each harnesses their distinctive vision and imagination to take us, and of course, a great pair of BRIDLEN shoes on an exceptional journey. So of course, everyone, welcome to the inaugural New York Super Trunk Show and US Shoe Shine Championships. Of course, Justin and Jesper, this is a continuation of the incredibly successful London Super Trunk Show and Championship Series, World Championship Series that we have there. So we've got a lot of very exciting things in store today. Of course, thank you to everyone that's come. And the first thing that we're going to get started with is the Patina Exhibition. So these 3 patina artists that I'm about to introduce are so incredibly talented that we thought it would be unwise to pit them against one another in contest or in competition with one another. And so this is really a patina exhibition, primarily showcasing their incredible work because all 3 are really working at the highest level. So gentlemen, if you don't mind, as I introduce you, come in. So first we've got Greg Park. He is no stranger to the United States whenever it comes to patina. He can be found on Instagram at Handcore. And then we have Chris Dillon, AKA American Patina. And then finally we have Shackleton, a stuntman and shoe shiner. You can find him on Instagram at Stunt Rigs and Shiny Shoes. Now the shoes that they'll be working on today have been generously provided by our platinum sponsor, BRIDLEN shoes, doing absolutely incredible work out of India. They've given us 3 crushed leather pairs of shoes. These are wingtips, and crushed leather being an unfinished, undyed pair of shoes. It has absolutely no finish applied to the leather. And so the challenge for these 3 gentlemen today will be in 5 hours with an hour break to apply a completely custom, one-of-a-kind patina using only SAPHIR tincture française, which is an alcohol-based leather dye, SAPHIR pommadier cream polish, and SAPHIR Pat Deluxe wax polish. So using only dyes and polish, you're going to transform these shoes into really one-of-a-kind, incredible pieces of art. So this is very exciting, and I guess with that, we'll let you gentlemen get started. So here we are, we're off to a fast start here in the Patina Exhibition. I've got Greg Park here. I thought, not to distract you gentlemen too much from what is a big job you have ahead of you, I thought maybe we would talk a little bit at the beginning about, kind of your background. Of course, you're on Instagram, you've been doing this for a long time. And I'd love to hear from the beginning, or as we begin, how you're approaching this. Do you have something in mind already, or is this literally organic?
I just have a general idea of what I want to do, but I think I'm just going to improvise and see.
So, Greg, I know that you do a lot of work here in the United States. You have clients that can send you shoes, and I'm sure when that's the case, they might have a very specific idea of what it is they want. But, how often are you just, kind of seeing what naturally comes to you completely organically?
So when my clients want, so usually they want something specific to match their suits or, their bags or belts. So in that case, I just replicate the color they want. But what I like is create new patina. For example, with Justin Fitzpatrick, every month we do a GMTO line. So now with the GMTO line, we can just create like new colors, new patina, new color combinations. So that's what I like to do. Yes.
And how long have you been doing this now? It's been quite some time.
6, 7 years. Yeah, I started like in Paris. So I'm from France. I used to be like an art student. I used to study paintings, like films. And after I got interested in like leatherwork, coloring, dye work, and that's how I started. Yes.
Well, Greg, best of luck today. I can't wait to see what it is that you put together. And I don't know what size these are, but we should auction these off at the end of the day to raise money for charity, because I'm sure that these are going to be amazing. So up next, we've got Shackleton. And so, Shaq, talk to me a little bit about how you got started, how long you've been doing this, and what your plans are for today.
Well, I've always been into customizing shoes. Even when I was a kid, I'd have my skateboard shoes that I would find Dad's paints in the garage and destroy. And then I guess it was about 8 or 9 years ago, I started looking. I wanted better looking shoes.
Okay.
So and that was, I think, around the time Instagram was sort of getting big, and I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly, but through the social media, I got to meet virtual friends like Chris here and Greg, and started admiring their work and conversing with people like Chris. And I've traveled quite a bit and visit shoe experts in every town, and that's how I guess.
Well, there you go. And so you've got 5 hours today. Relative to how long you normally take, is this a lot of pressure, or is it sufficient time for you to to achieve, an incredible patina?
Well, I sure hope the answer is yes to all of the above. I think 5 hours should be sufficient, and working between these two provide good inspiration and motivation for me.
Yeah, you've got sufficient pressure situated here in the middle.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, Jack, I can't wait to see what it is that you have in store for us. And then, of course, we've got this gentleman, Chris. We're very excited to have you here. I mean, again, what I said earlier is that, all three of you are so talented. This is merely an exhibition of three masters of patina. How are you approaching, these shoes today? Do you have anything in particular in mind, or are you just going to see what the day inspires?
It's basically what Greg says as well. It's all intuitive. It's just you have to look at the flow of the shoe and what works. And, sometimes what you have in your mind does not come out on the shoe. Sometimes it comes out better, and sometimes it comes out worse. It's a learning experience.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of a pair of natural, full-grain pair of shoes is the fact that the leather, in many ways is alive. I mean, it evolves, it develops patina. Yeah. And so seeing how, the leather interacts with these incredible SAPHIR Tincture Friend says dyes and the shoe polish should be really interesting today.
Yes.
Well, best of luck, and we'll be checking in throughout the day, but otherwise we'll let you get started. So there we have it. This is the beginning of the Patina Exhibition. These gentlemen have 5 hours plus an hour break, which I'm sure they'll need, to transform these BRIDLEN shoes into absolutely incredible, one-of-a-kind works of art. So this is exciting, and what I love about this element of the Super Trunk Show is that all of the attendees and the participants are really able to participate in witnessing the transformation of these shoes throughout the day. So I look forward to seeing their evolution and checking back in with these gentlemen. And most of all, I look forward to seeing these finished shoes. So here we are back at the Patina Exhibition. We're about halfway through. We just had the Shoe Shine Championships, and the Patina contestants or the exhibitionists have reconvened. And so I thought it'd be fun halfway through to check back in on their work and see how everything is progressing along. We've got, of course, Greg Park here with a beautiful pair of navy shoes. And I guess, Greg, talk to me a little bit about kind of where you're going with this and what's next, because we're just halfway through.
Yes. So I didn't have any like specific idea when I started. So I just saw like a nice gentleman with like nice blue suit, like brown shoes, like gray hair. So I was like, oh, that's a nice color combination. So I'm gonna use that for the shoe. So I mixed like kind of like different kind of gray and blue, navy, and a hint of like brownish color.
Okay.
And now I think I'm just gonna work on details a little bit and wax them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So up to this point, you've been using the SAPHIR Tincture Française, the leather-based or alcohol-based leather dye.
Yeah.
At what point do you begin transitioning to cream and wax shoe polishes?
So what I do usually is when it's like done at 95% with the dye work, I use cream, and after the creaming, I use the SAPHIR horsehair brush. And then if I have to do some touch up with dyes, I come back with dyes and I do some detailing.
Okay.
And after that, it's almost done.
Yeah. Well, excellent. I mean, again, this just showcases the incredible amount of detail that can go into the patina job, and just the texture, the dimensionality here, the variation in colors is really beautiful. And these BRIDLEN shoes are fast becoming a completely one-of-a-kind work of art. So, Greg, thank you for sharing that, and I look forward to seeing what's in store. Yeah, thank you. All right, we've got Shackleton coming along. He's, again, this is, I think, in many ways showcasing the variation that you can see really amongst all artists. And with patina work, of course, it is, at the end of the day, just a blank canvas for an artist to then use the leather dyes to create something that is one of a kind. Shaq, I have to say, this is a very bold shoe. Talk to me a little bit about your inspiration and approach and where it is you think you're going with this.
I was going to go conservative, but that's not really what I do. I like bigger, bolder, more contrasty shoes. So, and because we're just having an exhibition and fun today, I thought I would I'd continue with that. The next part will be one of my favorite parts, which would be starting to finish I'm sort of, I think, at the similar stage to Greg. Where I'll start polishing and adding cream and texture, and that's the part that I really enjoy, because that's when the colors start to get very vibrant and punchy, and so that'll be my next step.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a great illustration of just how far the cream and wax polishes can take a shoe. I mean, at this stage, in some ways, it can almost look a little bit dull, which it is. And then, with the use of the SAPHIR shoe polishes, the cream and wax polishes, you really bring it to life. Would you say that, through the polishing and through the use of cream and wax polishes, that you're able to also add a dimensionality and even more character to the shoe?
Absolutely, I would agree with you. I mean, I'm not so good with analogies, but if this were a recipe, this would be the unseasoned version. Now we get to the fun part, which is adding polish, wax, and cream, which that's what brings it to life.
Yeah, brings it to life. Well, we're halfway done. I can't wait to see what it is that you all achieve during the second half. Now, going over here to Chris, this is a beautiful pair of shoes. I see that you're taking inspiration from the tans and the browns. So, with Greg at the end, we have those darker, slightly more dramatic, moodier colors. Here in the middle with Shackleton, we've got kind of the wild, crazy, the pinks, the blues. And then right here, we're seeing, a completely different approach, which is, those browns and those tans, but with a little bit of detail right here I see with that purple tongue. So tell me kind of what you're thinking and where it is you're going with these.
Well, this is like a signature style of mine. Usually a lot of guys they're just looking for something to go with their suits.
Yeah.
So when you go with this color, it can go with any color suit, turns blues and browns. So when you walk down the street, it sticks out without being too gaudy, but it gets people's attention. So that's my approach. I call it the burnish because it looks like it's been through a fire.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, it's an interesting texture right here where it's, it's not, I mean, you see the dimensionality and the variation in color, but it's not smooth. It has a little bit of almost kind of blotchiness to it, which gives it more kind of character.
Yeah, because that's the first thing you see on a person's feet is that. So it gives the attention. And everything else is just a little detailed. So when they're sitting sideways, that will stick out and things like that. So that's my approach to it.
Yeah. And so at this point, are you halfway through? Are you transitioning to polishing? You still have some finishing touches to the dye work?
I'm very particular right now. So these are great shoes.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, sometimes you got to take a step back and really focus, because sometimes you get lost into it. When you take a step back and look at things, you look at the mistakes and things that you need to touch up on.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing right now. So I should be done.
Yeah. So a little bit of touch up and then on to the polishing. Well, thank you again for showcasing your incredible craft here. And, we'll be checking in again. I can't wait to see the polish come onto these shoes. So there we have it. I mean, this is the Patina Exhibition. I mean, in London, it would be a part of the World Championship of Patina. But here we've got these three incredible artists really just showcasing their work. And as you can see, it's a process, it's evolutionary. You can see how much the shoes have already come along.